Om Jnana Tamiranda Shagyanal Shanash Lakaya Chakshuram Militamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gaurva Bhishtam Supurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Bidam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bijapradam Devam Divya Tanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Burim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Vandetam Shivaram Madeka Sharanam Nyasishwara Sridharam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. We're continuing with our reading of Sri Garga Samhita by Sri Garga Muni Rishi, and this is with a translation by Kushakratha Prabhu, and I'm reading now the first canto, Goloka-khanda, chapter 7, description of the conquest of all directions. Sri Narada said, accompanied by Pralamba and the other demons he had defeated, Kamsa went to the city of Shambhara and challenged him. Although he was very powerful, Shambhara did not want to fight. Instead, he made friends with Kamsa and all his very powerful allies. A very powerful demon named Vyoma slept on the summit of Mount Trikuta. When Kamsa awakened him with a kick, his eyes became red with rage. He stood up and attacked Kamsa with hard punches, and thereafter a terrible battle with fists took place. Kamsa's punches soon weakened Vyoma, however, and made him dizzy. In this way, Kamsa made Vyoma his servant. Kamsa then came to me and bowed down to offer respects. He said, "O sage, I yearn to fight. Where shall I go?" I told him, "Go to the very powerful demon Banasura." Thus sent by me, Kamsa, who was filled with pride in the strength of his arms and was looking for a fight, went to the city named Shonita. When he heard Kamsa's challenge, the mighty Banasura became very angry. He kicked the ground and roared like thunder. Indeed, the kick pushed his leg through the ground up to his knee, and his foot reached Patala Loka. At this, Banasura said, "Please pull me up." Banasura said, "Please pull me up as I was." Using both hands, the proud and powerful Kamsa pulled Banasura up as an elephant pulls up a lotus flower. By this pulling, the 7 lower planetary systems were devastated. Many great mountains fell, and the sturdy elephants holding the directions stumbled. Seeing that Banasura was eager to fight, Lord Shiva arrived, greeted everyone, and then said to Bali Maharaj's son, Banasura, "Except for Lord Krishna, no one can defeat Kamsa." Lord Parsuram gave him that benediction and also gave him Lord Vishnu's bow. In this way, Lord Shiva made peace between Kamsa and Banasura, so that they became great friends. After hearing of a great demon named Vatsasura, who appeared in the form of a calf and who lived in the west, King Kamsa fought with him. Kamsa grabbed the calf demon Vatsasura by the tail and threw him to the ground, bringing him under his control. Kamsa next went to the countries of the barbarian Malechas. Having heard about Kamsa from me, the red-bearded Kalyavana picked up a club and went to fight with him. Kamsa picked up his club which weighed 100,000 baras, and threw it at the barbarian king while roaring like a lion. Thereafter, Kamsa and Kalayavana fought a terrible duel. Indeed, sparks flew from their clubs when they collided, so that finally they were ground into powder. Kamsa then grabbed Kalayavana, threw him to the ground, jumped on him, and beat him so violently that he almost died. When Kalayavana's army showered him with arrows, the powerful King Kamsa knocked him to the ground with his club. Then, as he proceeded to knock down the enemy's elephants, horses, chariots, and soldiers with his club, Kamsa roared like thunder. Finally, the barbarians fled the battlefield. Respecting the code of chivalry, Kamsa did not attack the frightened, fleeing barbarians. Lifting his feet and knees, his thighs like pillars, his waist slender, his chest like a great door, his shoulders broad, his arms massive, his eyes like blooming lotus flowers, his hair long, his complexion ruddy, his garments black, wearing a helmet, earrings, necklace, and a lotus garland, effulgent as the sun at the time of cosmic dissolution, wielding a sword, shield, quiver of arrows, and club, proud Kamsa went to Amaravati to conquer the demigods. Aided by Chanura, Mustika, Rishta, Shala, Toshala, Keshi, Pralamba, Baka, Dvivida, Trinavarta, Aga, Kuta, Narakasura, Bana, Shambar, Vyoma, Denuka, and Vatsa. Kamsa besieged the city of Ashmaravati. Seeing that the demons headed by Kamsa had come to attack, Indra, the sovereign king of the demigods, became angry and, accompanied by a great host of demigods, went to fight them. A terrible, tumultuous battle was fought. A terrible, tumultuous battle was fought, making the hair stand up on end of all who witnessed it. When the showers of arrows and other divine weapons created a blinding darkness, King Indra, riding on a chariot, released his thunderbolt at Kamsa. With his club, the great demon Kamsa struck the thunderbolt, making it fall broken upon the battlefield. Next, Indra picked up a sword and angrily struck Kamsa on the head, making a terrible sound. Kamsa was not hurt, however, like an elephant struck by a flower garland. He then picked up a great and heavy club made of 8 metals, weighing 100,000 baras, and threw it at Indra. Seeing it coming, Indra easily caught it. Indra, the killer of Namuchi, threw the club back at Kamsa. In this way, Indra, while cutting his enemies to pieces, his chariot driven by Malati entered the battlefield. Taking an iron club, Kamsa struck Indra on the shoulder, making him momentarily unconscious. At that time, the Maruts covered Kamsa with a shower of arrows so that it appeared like a monsoon covering the sun, making a great sound as he utilized many bows with his 1,000 arms. The powerful warrior Banasura drove the Maruts back with his onslaught of arrows. Surrounding Banasura as a host of elephants might surround a mountain, the Vasus, Rudras, Adityas, Ribus, and Suras attacked the demon with a great variety of weapons. Then, assisted by Pralamba and the other demons, Narakasura let out a terrible roar that made the demigods fall unconscious on the battlefield. Quickly getting up, his eyes red with rage, Indra mounted his furious four-tusked elephant, Airavata, provoked by the striking of a goad, trumpeting with its trunk, crushing its enemies under its feet, its rot flowing, unapproachable as a mountain of snow, jingling its chains, moving its trunk here and there, opulent with bells, decorated with a jeweled saddle and a network of tinkling ornaments, and its face decorated with pictures and designs drawn with musk, Sundara and Gomara, and made it charge at Kamsa. With a hard punch, Kamsa struck the great elephant, and with a second punch, he struck Indra. As a result, Indra fell far down, and the elephant was wounded and also fell to its knees. Again, standing up, the king of elephants attacked Kamsa with its tusks, picking him up with its trunk and threw him a distance of 800,000 miles. Kamsa's body was as hard as a thunderbolt, and so when he fell, he was only a little upset within his heart, being very angry, and his lip trembling. He returned to the battlefield. Kamsa grabbed Airavata, threw him onto the ground, strangled his trunk, and broke its tusks to pieces, while knocking over many great heroes. The elephant, Airavata, fled the battleground and went back to the capital of the demigods, taking the bow of Lord Vishnu and stringing it with a flood of arrows accompanied by the twanging of the bow. The demon, Kamsa, made the demigods flee. As Kamsa continued to attack and kill them, the dispirited demigods fled in all directions. Some, their helmets lost, screamed in terror. Some, dropping their weapons and armor, humbly surrendered with folded hands. Others, very, very troubled, had lost all desire to stand before King Kamsa. Seeing how the demigods had fled, Kamsa took Indra's throne and parasol and returned with all the demons to his capital, Mathura. That's the end of chapter 7 of the Garga Samhita from the Goloka-khanda. This chapter 7 titled Description of the Conquest of All Directions. So Kamsa's conquering very demoniacally with all his demon friends.